Catches, puts up a three. One go. Rebound box.
Now head over in this direction. Gone to three.
Tie game with 5 seconds remaining. The impossible has happened.
Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
Anthony for three. Puts it in. Bridges. Oh my God. Oh, what? Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Curry way downtown. Bang! Bang!
We are back. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cam's Corner. Joining me today, Pawtucket, Rhode Island native, of course, from St. Francis, Brooklyn, junior guard right now, Tedrick Wilcox. Tedrick, thank you for joining me, man. How's it been?
Pretty good. Can't complain. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Show's been going pretty good so far. So I was obviously looking you up a little bit. I saw on your Instagram, you're a part of the Bake team. So explain to me what that is, to start off, and how you got involved with it.
I mean, it was just a thing. Me and my friends first started, like around the time Jelly Fam came out, everybody wanted to have their own thing, start a group. So my brother, Jaywan Hayes, just came up with Big Team, and it was just kind of a thing we all took and ran with. And that was just our group.
Oh, so your brother started it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have like close relations throughout the whole Big Team, like everybody, like they're kind of like close to you like that.
Yeah, we all pretty much grew up in the same area, all know each other, like everybody been to each other for a while. So it just kind of happened and we all came together.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't even know. I thought like it was just something like, somebody else came. I didn't even know it was like from like your brother, your family ties and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So like to start off, I guess, your early days growing up in Pawtucket, what were like youth sports like for you, like growing up there, and like what kinds of sports did you find yourself getting involved with?
I played football for a little bit. But I actually played football in Providence. I played for the West Elmwood Intruders.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that for a couple of years. I was actually pretty good at that. The whole time I played basketball, though, like played at the Boys and Girls Club. Middle school, I played for Jenks Junior High and just stuff like that. And then when it was time to get to high school, my father told me, like, I feel like you should just try to focus on one sport.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose basketball. Like, I always liked basketball since I was a little kid. So basketball was just the choice.
Yeah. So how did you develop that like passion for basketball, like besides like the other sports that you were playing?
I don't know. I think it just happened like since a kid. Like ever since I was little, I liked basketball. I was always dribbling the basketball. I had like the little takes hoop in my room. Like I like playing basketball. Like it just always was something I liked. Like I could sit and watch basketball on TV. Like I think like LeBron got drafted in 2003, and like at that age, I remember like watching. I watched LeBron ever since the beginning, like stuff like that. So I always just been a fan of basketball.
Yeah, so like somebody like LeBron, like growing up being like a little kid, like student of the game, like I know you just said LeBron, like who did you try to model your game after, like watching these great stars like as a young kid?
I mean, I don't really know if there's anyone in particular. Like I always just like been a fan of basketball. I watch everybody, so like I'll take just bits and pieces of what I see and use it, I guess.
So if you were to pick like maybe like 2 or 3 guys, who do you kind of model your game after if you were to pick?
Bradley Beal is someone I like to play like, I say.
Mm-hmm.
Who else could I say? Anthony Edwards, maybe. Zach LaVine.
Yeah. So like kind of like guys that got like a lot of elevation, a lot of explosion. Somebody like Bradley Beal too, an amazing scorer. Now that you mentioned that, I kind of see a little bit of Bradley Beal in your game too, watching some highlights and stuff. But fast forward and like into like your freshman years of high school, you started at Tolman. Like what was your freshman year like there, and what was it? Like when was it till like the coaches realized that you had a special talent, coming in your freshman year?
My freshman year, I played on the freshman team.
Yeah. Oh, so there was freshman, JV, and varsity at Tolman?
Yeah, so I played on the freshman team. It was like a bumpy start at first, but came along. I think I finished the season having like 19 points a game. We probably lost in like the second round of the playoffs. What happened? My sophomore year, we ended up getting a whole new coaching staff.
Okay.
So yeah, I tried out sophomore year, and I ended up swinging JV and varsity, but I barely got any varsity burn. I think I scored 9 total points in the season. But like JV, I averaged like 20 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the JV tournament. We lost in the first round of the JV tournament, but I had like 30. I don't remember that. So that was fun.
That was your sophomore year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I got to practice with the varsity guys every day, like compete, but I don't know. I guess I never really worked my way into the rotation. I never earned that trust. So then junior year is really when I like got a bigger role. came in. And originally, like to start the year, I was coming off the bench. I want to say I came off the bench most of the year, honestly. But like, I remember we had a tournament at the Boys and Girls Club, like the same tournament every year with Tolman, Shea, St. Ray's, and CFI. And like the first 2 games, I didn't really do much. Not really much at all. Like, so like, I didn't really give them a reason to play me, I guess. And then our 3rd game was against Davies. It was the injury fund game, and it was at Tolman. And I came off the bench, and I remember I just, like, I don't know, I was on fire. I came off like 27 off the bench. I caught my first dunk in the game. Like, it was just a real good game for me, and we got a dub. And then, like, the next day in practice, I just remember him saying to the team, like, Tedrick has earned a new role on the team. Like, he's one of the alpha dogs now. Like, because that was his saying for guys basically that had the green light to shoot.
Yep.
So he just basically gave me the green light. And after that, it was just a hell of a year. Like, it was me, DeAndre, who else was on the team? Josh, Deshaun, Michael, Tim. We had a pretty good year that year. We beat some good teams. We had a pretty good record.
Yeah. So what would you say is like your most memorable moment playing for Tolman for your first 3 years of high school? I know you mentioned a couple, but like something that really sticks with you and that's been like, that sticks with you to this day.
My favorite moment from Tolman had to be we played against. It was my junior year. Played against Togi. It was their senior night, and then I caught probably the best dunk of my career to this day. Like, it was. I remember there was like one person trailing on my hip, one person slid over this way, one person slid over that way. I just rose up, dunked it. Like, I didn't even know I could do that at the time. Like, I was dunking the ball, but not like that. I guess adrenaline was just running through me. And then like their whole gym went crazy. Like, it's their senior night. We're in their gym. We on the road. And their gym just electrified. That was like the craziest moment ever. And I was so mad because still to this day, I never got a video of that game. I was
just going to ask you if you had a video of that. That would have been sick.
I never got to see the play. Like, I just got to tell people about it. But like the people that was there, no.
That's sick, man. Like, so that wasn't even on your home court. That was away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that must have been a crazy feeling for you to do it, on an away court and, not even in front of your home fans. But so after those 3 years, the great, tremendous years, like you went prep to go to Rocky Hill. And then you ended up staying there for 2 years. So how did you decide to make that transition after your junior season?
I mean, it was kind of an easy transition. Like, the coach at Rocky Hill at the time was one of my AU coaches, like lifelong coach. Like, I knew him all my life. I grew up with him. So that wasn't too hard to play for him. And it was like, obviously a good opportunity, like as far as my education is concerned. And athletically, we got to go play in NEPSAC, get another year to basically prepare myself for college and open up more doors and opportunities for myself. So it was pretty much an easy choice.
Yeah. So like, what was the experience like when you first got there, just like attending the school, like being a student and then like playing wise as well, like from the playing experience you had at Tolman?
I mean, being a student, it was different. Like, I definitely think like it was much different from public school because they focused on like more individual learning. Like a classroom was probably like 8 to 10 people, like 12 people was a big classroom. So, and you're all sitting at a round table, like the teacher's sitting at the table with you guys eye level, face to face, having a conversation, being taught. So stuff like that. Like, that was definitely good for me. Like, I definitely think it helped me. Like, I feel like connect more with the teachers and really want to learn and feel like they actually want to teach me. So that was fun. And then like basketball, I think just like winning is what really like made the culture happen there. Like, first couple of games, I remember there barely being any fans. We were in an empty gym. And then like just as we kept generating more and more wins, like everybody from the school was showing up to the point where I remember having games where it was literally standing room only. People was literally surrounding the crowd like something you would see on TV. So
wow,
the Rocky Hill moments was definitely fun.
Yeah. Do you feel like making this transition like helped you get your name out there and like recognized better like for college opportunities and stuff like that?
Definitely. It gave me another year to just like prepare my body, prepare my games, and also like get exposure, be seen. So it definitely, I think that extra year definitely helped me out.
Yeah. So talking about like those crowds, like you just said, the standing rooms and all that kind of stuff, like packed gyms, like how did that feel for you now coming in like your first year?
I mean, it wasn't necessarily a different atmosphere because like Tolman games used to be packed gyms too.
Yeah, same kind of thing. Yeah.
So it was pretty much like something we was used to. Like, it was what we expected, honestly. So it wasn't much of a transition that either.
Yeah, so that's good to hear. So like, when did you like start to get college offers? When did you start to like hear from people? And like, when did like I just said, when did these types of offers start to like come to you at Rocky Hill?
Definitely like that summer, like transitioning to going into Rocky Hill. So like the end of my first junior year at Tillman, there was a bunch of college schools like schools reaching out, contacting me, but it was mostly interest. Like
Yeah.
I didn't get my first offer till I think the summer going into my senior year. Dominican College offered me,
Yep.
and then like the fall of my senior year, Franklin Pierce offered me. Like I remember I was in the middle of my math class and I got a phone call and I stepped out, took the phone call and they offered me. And like Rocky Hill, the way the hallway was set up, like all the classrooms were glass.
Mm-hmm.
So like you could see who's walking in the hall, you could see what's going on. And I'm talking on the phone, and they offered me a scholarship and I just started like running up and down the hallways, like excited. Like
Yeah.
it's just a great feeling. So yeah, but those are the only two schools that ever offered me a scholarship. Like I said, there was a bunch of different schools calling my phone, showing interest, recruiting me, stuff like that, but never got any other scholarships.
Did you ever like tour any kinds of schools like that, or you just kind of like went with the flow, like see who was interested and stuff like that?
I went on a visit to Franklin Pierce. I went on a visit to Dominican, and then I'm pretty sure there was a couple of the schools I went to. Like I was going to schools like the camps in the summer and stuff like that. So and then like while I was there, they would show the campus. So it was all types of different stuff.
Yes, talking about like Dominican college, like what was the feeling like making like your first commitment to like your first school, and how did you end up like deciding that you wanted to go there?
On my visit, I actually committed on my visit. So when I went on the visit, I mean, like me, I'm a mama's boy. I'm a family man in general, like both my parents. So like I never have been away from home for real, besides like leaving for AAU trips in the summer and stuff like that. So when I went on the visit to Dominican, I was nervous at first. Like I didn't know what it was going to be like being away from home. And I remember just being there, me and those guys. Like it was just a good group of guys. Like I got to watch them play first, watch them practice, and then just like I actually spent the night there. So like chilling with them, it was a good group of guys. Like I never felt like I was away from home, and like that was something I was big on when making a college decision. Like it had to be a home, be a future for me for however many years I planned on being there. So, like I said, it felt like home. I like what I seen on the basketball court. I liked what was going on with the coaching staff, and I made the decision.
You made the decision like right on the spot on that visit?
Yeah, I spent the night there, and then like the next morning before I had to leave to take the train back home, I had a meeting in the coach's office. They was talking to me. They was asking me how I felt about the visit, how I felt about the school. And I let them know I wanted to be a Charger.
Wow. Yeah. So like, have you had like any like college experience like before that, like playing like in like a college arena, like a college atmosphere or anything like that?
Yeah, while we was at Rocky Hill, we played in a couple different colleges. Like I remember we had a game against Hyde that we played at UMass. Where else did we play? I forget where the NEPSAC playoffs was at, but they was in some like Division III school somewhere in Massachusetts. So there was a bunch of different schools we played in throughout the time. A couple AAU trips, we played in different schools. So
yeah. So like, what did you feel like changed the most, like transitioning from high school to college, like when you like your first couple of games, and like how did you adjust to the system at Dominican?
Dominican, the biggest adjustment was probably speed.
Yeah,
the speed of the game. Like I remember always being like feeling like at Rocky Hill, maybe even RI Elite too. Like I always felt like I was in control of the game. I can control the speed. I make everybody play how I want to play. And like getting to Dominican, you realize like it was a much faster speed. Like I was making reads a little bit too slow. I would like go to beat my defender. Sometimes I was too slow. So it was definitely like having to learn the speed. Once you learn the speed, then everything honestly slows down. But I had to just learn the speed at first. And once I got that, I was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely from that spot, it looked like you adjusted with ease, you know, winning all these accolades like player of the year and things like that, all rookie first team. What do those accolades mean to you, and how have they helped you like continuing and like better your game and like never and having that like never settling mindset?
I mean, I don't know. I just, one thing that everybody knows about me, like I always just been a dog. Like I had that grit. So coming in rookie year, well, freshman year, I should say, at Dominican, like honestly, I don't know. I just had a chip on my shoulder. Like I felt like I had something to prove. Like I really didn't like being there even felt like a dream come true, just being able to play college basketball. So I was just happy to be there, but I felt like I had something to prove. So I came out every game with that chip on my shoulder and just seeing how it went for me. It went pretty good.
Right. So from like that mindset and like all the things that you've had, like all the padding the stats, all that stuff under your belt, like how did that opportunity to now play at a Division I level, St. Francis, how did that opportunity come to you?
I mean, going into Dominican college, like I said, I was happy to be there, but I always felt like I could play at this level. So I had a plan to go there and be successful and hopefully be able to create an opportunity like this for myself to be able to come play Division I. So that's what happened and made it work.
So now, yeah, jumping from D2 to now D1, like we just mentioned about like the change, like the pace of the game and stuff like that. What did you feel? Was there any did you feel like there was any kind of adjustment or change that you had to make individually from that jump, or you felt like the game was kind of like the same?
Here it was pretty much like I feel like it was the same pretty much, like maybe just like physicality actually, because before this, like I never actually lifted. Like at Dominican college, we didn't lift at all. It was like we just did like injury prevention stuff, like stretching and mobility and stuff like that. Now Rocky Hill, we barely had the time to lift. We had to like squeeze in practice hours with other teams because we shared the gym. Tolman, we didn't lift either. So like when I got here, like this is the first place I came where they actually was on like a weight regimen, like lifting every day, multiple times a week, stuff like that. So getting adjusted to that at first, that was a problem. Like at first, I couldn't really shoot like that. I felt like after the lift, it would bother me a lot. And like players were stronger than me, like they would bump me off my feet and lose balance and stuff like that. But once I got used to that and got used to lifting, I felt like it was pretty much the same.
Yeah, so the pace of the game kind of felt the same after you got adjusted to like weightlifting and all that kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you know, I know it's been a little bit up and down season for you guys, wins, losses, but you know, all the losses that you guys have had, like they've been, you know, close games. Like explain to me in games like those, like what do you feel like you could do as a player to help, you know, like increase your team's chances of winning?
I mean, most important thing I think is defense. Like a close game like that, you just thinking about getting a stop, like possibly even making a play where you post a turnover or get a block, anything like that. But defense, on top of defense, you're thinking of getting a rebound after you do get a stop, not fouling. When you get on offense, don't turn it over. If you happen to get an open shot, knock it down. But I think most important, just defense. If you don't let them score, then you should be good.
Of course, in a game like Bryant, you know, playing in front of like a home crowd. I know you've probably been asked this 100 times, but explain to me the feeling of playing, you know, back in Rhode Island, of course, against one of your good friends, Erickson Bands, who I know you've played alongside in like AAU and stuff like that. Just explain to me that experience and how you felt during the course of that game as well.
I mean, it was a pretty exciting game. Definitely was excited to be back home, playing in front of all my family and friends, stuff like that. But like, I tried not to really focus on that much. I was really just focused on the game. I mean, came out, did what I felt I needed to do to help the team win. Obviously, we couldn't get the win. We fell short, but came out, worked on it in practice. We know what we need to do, and hopefully we'll be better the next time around.
Yeah, for sure. So like so far this season, what's been like your favorite game like you've played in so far? Like you know, like atmosphere wise, like maybe like you played like, because I know you scored 20 in like one half against Central Connecticut. So things of that sort. Like, what do you feel like has been like your favorite moment, favorite game so far this season?
Definitely Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State had a student section and they fans was literally screaming out our names, like stuff like that. So that was definitely like a fun experience. But you would never expect that. Like being in a big old arena, playing against a school that like I used to watch on TV when I was younger. I want to say they're a Big Ten school, I believe. Like so, yeah, like that was definitely fun. Like to hear their fans literally screaming my name in the crowd, like during layup lines and all throughout the game. That was an exciting experience. St. John's was a fun experience too.
Yeah,
definitely.
So how for like you, like yeah, how do you prep for games like that? Like what do you do as far as like studying film? Again, like what we said, like working out, you know, pregame stuff. Like what's your like routine for like prepping for like your next game?
I mean, we usually have like practice early in the day, and I have classes after that. Like after classes, usually just go get some shots up, form shoot. Not too much. Don't really want to like tire on my body for the game, but you know, we watch film day before the game. We go over scout usually early morning, like the day of the game. Rest of the game, rest of the day, just rest, chill, mentally lock in for the game, and just go out do what you got to do. Like I don't feel like I take any game like bigger than another game or any game lighter than any other game. Just go out, play a game, play basketball.
Right. So, kind of wrapping up everything we talked about today, as far as like your team, what do you hope to improve, for the rest of the season individually and for like the rest of your team as well, like collectively?
I just feel like we know we need to work on. We know what it takes to be good. We just need to develop some type of consistency.
Yeah, for sure.
Consistently on the defensive end, consistently on the offensive end, and like just consistently being a team, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, for sure. Keep grinding, man. Keep doing good things. I'll definitely, try to continue to tune in. Last question I got for you though is who you might want to see as like a future guest?
Future guest, I'll probably have to say Aaron Gray.
I've had Aaron Gray.
Oh, you had Aaron
I talked to him before, yeah.
Enoch Cheeks.
Enoch, yeah. A lot of people been telling me to get him. Yeah, bro. But again, I appreciate the time, man. Like I said, I'll definitely continue to tune in for sure.
Appreciate it. No doubt. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you.